AAR is a global aerospace and defense aftermarket solutions company. They operate in over 20 countries, serving both commercial and government customers in four different business operating segments. Those operating segments are parts supply, repair and engineering, integrated solutions, and expeditionary services. So today we're going to take a quick look, a holistic view of an area of opportunity for AAR being workforce development. On the screen, you will see AAR's stock history for the past 10 years. You can see they've been trending upwards. Their stocks were at $63.92 in March of this year. So while their stocks are trending upward and the company is fairly healthy, AAR's 10K mentioned that its operations would be adversely affected by a shortage of skilled personnel or work stoppages. And so while doing the SWOT analysis, some internal weaknesses that I identified were high aviation maintenance technician turnover within the organization, with maintenance being their biggest segment of their business, brings in the most revenue. Another one would be lack of experienced maintenance technicians. So we have a lack of technicians and they're also not staying. Some external threats would be lack of interest in trades and the economy as a whole. So how do we get ahead of those things that are predicted threats, right? Or, hey, we would be in big trouble if this happened. I kind of looked at workforce development as a solution. And so the three areas that I proposed in the three objectives that I proposed were military recruitment initiative, enhancing training and development, and also taking a strategic approach to talent acquisition and retention. And so on AAR's website, the CEO even mentioned workforce development as something very important for the company. And so he said workforce development is a team effort across industry, education, and government. Given the forecasted demand for aviation maintenance technicians, these efforts could not come at a better time. The first objective in my proposal was a military recruitment initiative. And so, kind of looking at increasing visibility to active duty and transitioning military members, participating in transition assistance programs to promote those career opportunities, and then also partnering with established and recognizable military recruiting agencies. So assessing the value of military talent, if we can get this right, if we can tap into this military recruiting initiative, we're going to bring in skilled talent. We're going to bring in a skilled talent pool. We're going to save some money. We're going to create a little bit of loyalty in our employees, and also increase that enhanced diversity. And so when we talk about the talent pool, AAR currently services 25 different military aircraft types. You'll see those listed right there on the right hand of your screen. And so military talent really brings in that diverse skill set that can really tap into those specific types of aircrafts. And they have that specialized aircraft knowledge that really makes them ideal candidates. How do we save money? Military trained professionals, they're going to require less initial training. They have some of that mechanical background experience. Even if they haven't worked on that specific aircraft, they know how to turn a wrench. And they possess some existing skills that really speed up the time to their productivity. Why loyalty? So commitment is a trait that is cultivated in the military. Providing meaningful opportunities, AAR can really tap into that dedication and that commitment to increase their retention and keep their employees a little bit longer. Enhanced diversity. So military veterans, they come from different backgrounds and they really bring unique perspectives that can help drive some innovation within the company and drive some of that peak performance. So one of those things that was identified in the 10K was that a lack of skilled technicians could cause work stoppages. So that's one of those things that they're really trying to think about. And so they do have some training programs, but I went through some of those programs and I thought maybe there were some enhancements that could maybe be made towards their programs. And so some of those things were tailored training programs for aircraft mechanics to bridge the skill gaps in individual facilities. So not a broad general training program, but each different facility is servicing different aircraft. And so if they had specific to that aircraft training, the individuals are going to be able to, yes, they need the basics, but if you could give them more directed, intentional, specific training, they would be more productive much quicker. Introducing technology to stay on pace with industry advancements. So there's a lot of things changing, constantly changing. Technology will continue to creep into the aviation industry. And so just making sure that there's a lot of older mechanics in the field right now, not a lot of younger people coming into those skilled trades. And so making sure that that generation of workforce is given the tools and the training to use the technology that's going to be dropped in their laps. Mandatory mentorship that connects new and unskilled technicians with an experienced mentor. So someone on facility that they can go to with those questions that maybe they're not going to raise their hand and ask. And that being mandatory, right? This is not an option. We're gonna ensure that that skilled technician imparts all the knowledge and the wisdom into the unskilled technician to kind of help them mentor and grow. And the last thing, introduce professional development training to upskill employees in vital skills such as communication, feedback, conflict management, critical thinking, and time management. And so while they have a leadership development program, and that's great that they're teaching leaders to do these things, if the people that they lead don't also know how to interact, don't know how to have those conversations, don't know how to provide feedback, or say, hey, something is wrong, they don't feel safe to do that, um, then it's just great that leaders have that knowledge. But we need to skill everyone with give everyone the same skills to be able to have those conversations and grow as teams. So my third objective in my proposal was taking a strategic approach to talent acquisition and retention. And so the success of AAR Car is really dependent upon their ability to attract and retain great talent. And so hiring the right person for the right job at the right pay is going to really help them to reduce cost and turnover. And so establishing a TA process kind of goes hand in hand with maximizing technology efficiencies. In reviewing the Glassdoor reviews, there were a lot of mentions of not getting responses to applications and being fully qualified. And so, really making sure that there is an established process for hiring and also maximizing that technology to, maybe there's more information that is needed and that it would just flag it back and send it to the applicant. Or if they were denied, they didn't meet the qualifications, using that technology to inform them. And then also succession planning. So making sure that they are forecasting the needs of the organization, and that way they can hire the right talent at the right time for the right job. Then we talk about retention. So government grants. Their 10K recognize that there are government grants that can be written and used to benefit the employee, right? And so that could be to upskill, and so offering that compensation through government grants where it's not costing the company, but the employees are still getting what they need. That takes it to benefits and compensation. And so in their Glassdoor reviews, a lot of people say they leave because the pay is not right. And so they have a hard time competing with their competitors, who are airlines who have revenues that come in from different streams and different segments. So really taking a look at, we talk about hiring the right talent, the right time for the right pay. And all those other things with the training programs, mentorship programs, if we can upskill, if we put more effort and time into training, um, we don't probably need as many individuals, and thus they can get paid more. So really taking a look at the pay and compensation and trying to be innovative with how to get people what they need and what they are worth. And then the last thing was organizational development. So when looking through the business structure, there's process improvement, personnel on staff. And so they're really just dealing with the business aspect, but having that individual in there who can bridge the employee needs with the business needs, I think would be very beneficial to retain great talent. AAR's mission is to go above and beyond in providing value-driven aerospace aftermarket solutions to meet the evolving needs of the customers worldwide. The key to achieving this mission is really going to rest in the company's ability to take a strategic approach to workforce development, to kind of combat that external threat and those internal weaknesses, really focusing on those three proposal objectives.